The ultimatum. The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Federation headquarters buzzed with anxious energy. Representatives from 300 species filled the tiered seating, their attention focused on the central podium where 5 elders sat in judgment. Above them, a massive holographic display showed a small blue-green planet, Earth. "The evidence speaks for itself," announced High Elder Zorix, her crystalline exoskeleton catching the light. "Humanity has advanced from primitive radio signals to gravitational manipulation in less than 2 centuries. Their technological progression is unprecedented." Minister Kellax, a methane-breathing entity from the Cygnus arm, floated closer to the podium. "They've established 14 colonies in 30 years. They've mastered genetic engineering, antimatter containment, and quantum computing. At this rate, they'll surpass our technological level within decades." The chamber erupted in alarmed chatter. The Federation had maintained galactic stability for 12,000 years by carefully managing technological advancement among member species. Humanity, the newest addition to the galactic community, was proving difficult to control. "We should have limited their expansion from the beginning," said Elder Vexer, his multiple eyes blinking in sequence. "They breed too quickly. They adapt too readily. They question too persistently." High Elder Zorix silenced the chamber with a gesture. "We will not make the same mistake we made with the Arcosians. The human problem will be addressed now, before they become unmanageable." 3 days later, in the United Earth Government headquarters in Geneva, Chancellor Maya Chen stared across the conference table at the Federation delegation. Ambassador Dreltak, with his silver-scaled skin and 4 arms, placed a crystalline data cube on the table. "The Federation Council has reached an unanimous decision," the ambassador stated, his translator rendering his clicks and whistles into precise English. "Humanity's expansion must be contained for the greater stability of galactic civilization." The cube projected a list of demands: immediate cessation of all colonial expansion, Federation oversight of all human research and development, restrictions on human population growth, and mandatory technology sharing. One way from humans to the Federation. Admiral James Keegan, head of Earth's Space Defense Force, leaned forward. "And if we refuse?" Ambassador Dreltak's facial ridges stiffened, the equivalent of a cold smile. "Then the Federation will be forced to implement containment measures. We would prefer compliance, but we are prepared for alternatives." The translation was diplomatic, but the meaning was clear: submit or face military intervention. "We'll need time to consider these terms," Chancellor Chen said carefully. "You have 30 Earth days," the ambassador replied. "The Federation Council awaits your answer." After the Federation delegation departed, Chancellor Chen activated the room's security protocols. Quantum damping fields hummed to life, blocking any possible surveillance. "What they don't know," she said to the remaining Earth officials, "is that we've been preparing for this day for years." Admiral Keegan nodded grimly. "Operation Deep Sight has been monitoring Federation communications for a decade. We've known this was coming." Dr. Annika Sharma, the brilliant physicist who headed Earth's Advanced Research Division, opened her secure tablet. "We intercepted a classified Federation directive 3 months ago. They don't just want to limit our growth. They plan to systematically dismantle our infrastructure and eventually reduce Earth to a resource extraction colony. Like they did to the Tiberians," added Keegan. "A thriving civilization reduced to mining their own world for Federation benefit." Chancellor Chen's expression hardened. "Show them what we found." Dr. Sharma activated a holographic display showing images captured by deep cover agents, massive Federation fleets in assembly, weapons platforms being constructed near human-controlled space, and most damning, detailed plans for the occupation and resource extraction of Earth and its colonies. "They've been planning this since first contact," she said. "The Federation never intended to treat us as equals." "What are our options?" asked Shen. "Their fleet outnumbers ours 20 to 1. Admiral Keegan's reply was grim. "Conventional resistance would be suicidal. "Then it's time," said Dr. Sharma quietly. All eyes turned to her. "Project Starbridge is ready." "You said it would take another 3 years," Chancellor Chen replied, surprised. "We accelerated development when we discovered their plans," said Sharma. "My team has been working round the clock. The theory is sound, and the initial tests on the lunar facility were successful." "Explain it again," requested Chen. "In simple terms." Dr. Sharma nodded. "The Federation controls interstellar travel through their network of jump gates. They've deliberately withheld true FTL technology from younger species. But Project Starbridge isn't about faster-than-light travel. It's about space-time manipulation on a planetary scale." She brought up a new display showing Earth surrounded by a complex energy lattice. "We can create a quantum bridge that connects 2 distant points in space-time," she continued. "Not just for a ship, but for an entire planet and its surrounding space. Earth, the Moon, our orbital habitats, all of it." The room fell silent as the implications sank in. "You're talking about moving Earth?" Admiral Keegan finally asked. "The entire planet?" "Precisely," said Sharma. "To a star system beyond Federation space, beyond their control. We've identified an ideal location, the Cassiopeia Reach, rich in resources, habitable worlds, and completely outside Federation territory." Chancellor Chen paced the room. "The risks are significant," admitted Sharma, "but we've solved the gravitational stabilization issues. The transition would be jarring but survivable. We've been quietly preparing infrastructure to handle the immediate aftermath. And the alternative is submission to Federation control," Keegan added, "followed by systematic exploitation." Chancellor Chen stopped pacing. "This would require global consensus. We'd need to convince everyone." "We have the evidence," said Sharma. "People will understand when they see what the Federation truly plans for us." 3 weeks later, after a global information campaign and a worldwide vote, the decision was made. Earth would not submit to Federation demands. Instead, humanity would take its destiny in its own hands. Preparations accelerated. Across the planet, massive energy collectors were constructed under the guise of a new planetary defense system. On the Moon, the main Starbridge generator was expanded. Supply stockpiles were increased, and emergency protocols established for the transition period. The Federation noticed the activity. Their surveillance satellites recorded the construction projects, the unusual energy signatures, the movement of materials. Ambassador Drultak demanded explanations. "Preparing our response to your proposal," Chancellor Chen told him coolly. "We take the Federation's concerns seriously and are implementing measures to demonstrate our commitment to galactic harmony." The ambassador wasn't convinced, but he couldn't decipher the true purpose of the human activities. His reports to the Council noted increased energy production and construction, but could only speculate on their purpose. As the 30-day deadline approached, Federation ships began to gather at the edge of the solar system. A show of force meant to intimidate Earth into compliance. In the Lunar Command Center of Project Starbridge, Dr. Sharma reviewed the final simulations. "All systems are go," she reported to Chancellor Chen via secure link. "Energy reserves are at maximum capacity. The quantum resonance matrix is stable." Chen nodded gravely. "The Federation fleet is still growing. We've detected at least 60 capital ships at our system's edge. How much time do we have?" "Their ultimatum expires in 18 hours. We expect them to move in shortly after." Dr. Sharma looked at her team, then back at the Chancellor. "We're ready. We can initiate Starbridge whenever you give the command." Chancellor Chen closed her eyes briefly, feeling the weight of humanity's future on her shoulders. "Prepare for activation. I'll address the world one final time. Then we make our move." As the Federation Armada prepared for what they believed would be a simple show of force against a primitive species, humanity prepared for the most audacious act of defiance in galactic history. The departure. Federation Admiral Voskuhl stood on the bridge of the dreadnought Immutable Order, watching the tactical display as his fleet of 72 ships arranged themselves around Earth's solar system. The primitive humans had been given ample time to accept the Federation's reasonable terms, but their response had been nothing but delay tactics and vague promises. "Status report," he commanded. His second-in-command, a tall, serpentine Draxis, consulted her terminal. "All ships in position, Admiral. Earth continues to broadcast civilian communications as normal, but we're detecting unusual energy signatures from their lunar base and multiple points on the planet's surface." "Weapons systems?" asked Voskuhl. "Possibly, but the energy pattern doesn't match any known human weapons technology." Voskuhl fluttered his gill membranes in dismissal. "Whatever primitive defense they're attempting will be futile. Open a channel to their government." On Earth, inside the Geneva Command Center, Chancellor Chen received the transmission from the Federation flagship. Admiral Voskuhl's aquatic features filled the screen. "Your time has expired, Chancellor," the Federation Admiral stated without preamble. "The Federation Council requires your immediate acceptance of the terms presented. We are prepared to enforce compliance if necessary." Chen's expression remained calm. "Admiral, we have prepared our response. If you'll allow me to address my people first, I will then deliver our answer to the Federation." Voskuhl hesitated, then nodded. "You have 1 hour. No more delays will be tolerated." As the connection ended, Chen turned to her staff. "Is everyone in position?" "Yes, Chancellor," her Chief of Staff confirmed. "All emergency shelters are at capacity. Essential personnel are at their stations. The global broadcast system is ready." Chen straightened her jacket and faced the camera. With a deep breath, she began what would be the most important address in human history. "Citizens of Earth and our colonies, today marks a turning point for humanity," she began. "The Galactic Federation has demanded our submission. Not partnership, not cooperation, but submission. They fear our potential. They fear what we might become." As she spoke, the broadcast reached every corner of human civilization, from the towering arcologies of Earth to the farthest mining outpost on Titan. "We have discovered the Federation's true intentions," she continued, as classified Federation documents appeared alongside her image. "They plan to strip us of our autonomy, exploit our resources, and eventually reduce us to servants of their empire, as they have done to other races before us." From his ship, Admiral Voskuhl watched the human broadcast with growing alarm as their leader exposed confidential Federation plans. "Cut this transmission," he ordered frantically. "We can't," his communications officer replied. "They're broadcasting on all frequencies, and they've somehow overridden our jamming protocols." On Earth, Chancellor Chen continued, "Today, we choose a different path. Not submission, not hopeless resistance. Instead, we will remove ourselves from the Federation's reach entirely." She gestured to a simplified diagram of Project Starbridge that appeared beside her. "In moments, we will activate technology that the Federation has deemed impossible. We will transport our entire world, Earth, our moon, and our orbital habitats, to a new star system beyond Federation control. This journey will be challenging, but we have prepared. Stay in your designated safe areas. Follow emergency protocols. Together, we will forge a new destiny for humanity." As the Federation fleet scrambled to decipher what the humans were planning, the massive energy collectors on Earth's surface activated simultaneously. On the Moon, Dr. Sharma initiated the final sequence. "Quantum field stabilizers online," reported her chief engineer. "Spatial coordinates locked. Chronosynch established." Dr. Sharma took a deep breath. "Activate Starbridge." Across Earth, the ground began to tremble. Oceans rippled with enormous, yet somehow gentle waves. The air shimmered as if the very fabric of reality was being warped, which, in fact, it was. On the Federation flagship, alarms blared as sensors detected the unprecedented energy surge. "What are they doing?" demanded Admiral Voskuhl, his membranes pulsing with agitation. "Unknown, sir," replied his science officer, mandibles clicking anxiously. "The energy readings are beyond anything we've ever recorded. It's as if they're bending space-time itself." "Impossible," Voskuil snapped. "Target their energy sources and fire immediately." Federation weapons locked onto Earth's surface, but before they could fire, a strange phenomenon enveloped the planet. A shimmering iridescent field expanded outward from Earth, encompassing the entire planet, its moon, and the space between them. "Sir," called the sensor operator, voice trembling, "the field is creating some kind of space-time bubble. Our weapons can't penetrate it." "Move the fleet closer," ordered Voskuil. "We'll breach it from point-blank range if necessary." But as the Federation ships approached, the strange field intensified. Stars seemed to warp around Earth as space itself folded. Then came a flash of light so brilliant that even the flagship's advanced filters couldn't fully dim it. When the light faded, the Federation fleet found themselves surrounding empty space. Where Earth and its moon had been, there was nothing. The third planet of the Sol system, home to over 10 billion humans, was simply gone. "Find them," screamed Admiral Voskuil, his composure shattered. "Scan every system within 100 light-years." But Earth was far beyond their reach. The star bridge had worked precisely as designed, creating a quantum tunnel through space-time and transporting the entire Earth-Moon system to the Cassiopeia Reach, over 30,000 light-years away. For the humans, the transition was violent but controlled. Earthquakes rocked the planet, but the carefully engineered safe zones held. The atmosphere churned with spectacular aurora displays as the quantum energies dissipated. Then, gradually, calm returned. In the Geneva Command Center, Chancellor Chen received the confirmation she had been waiting for. "Transition complete," reported Dr. Sharma via quantum comlink from the lunar base. "Spatial coordinates confirmed. We've arrived exactly at our target location." Chen moved to the command center's window and looked up at the unfamiliar stars now shining over Earth. The familiar constellations were gone, replaced by the beautiful, unknown patterns of the Cassiopeia Reach. "Send the drones," she ordered. "Let's see our new neighborhood." Within hours, the first images from automated probes began returning. They showed a stunning solar system with 2 habitable planets besides Earth, abundant asteroid fields rich in resources, and no signs of intelligent life or Federation presence. "We did it," whispered Chen. "We've given humanity a fresh start." Across the planet, people emerged from shelters to look up at their new sky. Some cried, some cheered, but all understood that this was the beginning of something extraordinary. Meanwhile, in Federation space, chaos erupted. The disappearance of an entire planet, a feat deemed scientifically impossible, sent shockwaves through the galactic community. The Federation Council convened an emergency session, but they had no answers to offer. News spread quickly. A primitive species had achieved what the mighty Federation had declared impossible. More troublingly for the Federation leadership, other subjugated species began to whisper. If the humans could escape Federation control, perhaps there were other ways to resist. On a distant world called Nexus Prime, a gathering of delegates from 12 different species met in secret. They spoke in hushed tones about the humans and their extraordinary escape. "If the stories are true," said a representative of the once proud Araxian people, "then the Federation isn't as all-powerful as they claim." "The humans found a way out," agreed another delegate. "Perhaps they would share their knowledge with others who seek freedom." As they debated, a hooded figure entered the chamber. The delegates fell silent as the newcomer lowered her hood, revealing herself to be human. "My name is Commander Elise Santiago," she said. "I represent the United Earth Government's diplomatic corps. We anticipated that our departure would create opportunities. That's why some of us stayed behind." She placed a small device on the table, which projected a holographic message from Chancellor Chen. "To those who seek self-determination in the face of Federation control," the message began, Know that humanity stands ready to assist. We have proven that the Federation's power is not absolute. Together, we can forge a new future, one based on genuine cooperation rather than domination. As the message concluded, the delegates looked at each other with new hope in their eyes. Back in the Cassiopeia Reach, humanity was already beginning to explore their new cosmic neighborhood. Survey ships discovered resources beyond their expectations. Terraforming plans were drawn up for the system's other habitable worlds. Without Federation restrictions, human innovation flourished. Standing on the observation deck of Lunar Command, Dr. Sharma and Chancellor Chen watched Earth from above, its familiar blue marble now illuminated by an unfamiliar sun. "What do you think the Federation is doing right now?" asked Chen. Sharma smiled. "Probably still trying to figure out how we did it. More importantly, they're realizing that their way isn't the only way. That control isn't the same as stability. And the seeds we left behind? Growing," Sharma replied. "Commander Santiago's reports indicate that at least 20 species have expressed interest in our technology or alliance." Chen nodded slowly. "We didn't just move a planet today. We started a revolution." As they spoke, Earth continued its orbit around its new star, a testament to human determination and ingenuity. The Federation had sought to contain humanity's potential. Instead, they had inadvertently helped launch it into a bold new era, one that would eventually reshape the very foundations of galactic civilization. In the vast darkness between the stars, a new light had emerged, the light of freedom, carried forward by the most underestimated species in the galaxy.